Hello everyone, welcome to God of the Pie. I'm Navneet, the Director of Operations, and I'm alongside Sanya Puri, the Director of Research. This is our third episode of our podcast, Empower Her. And today we have a very special guest, one of the
Hi.
most, one very popular lady from our UAE region. And if you have seen TikTok, very sure that she would pop up in your for you page at least once. Uh, Along with us, we have Shazia. Hi, Shazia. How are you?
Hi. What's up?
Sanya.
Yeah, for our listeners who don't know who you are, can you give us a short introduction?
Hey guys, I'm Shazia and I'm what you would call an influencer and a content creator on Instagram and on TikTok. Mainly on TikTok though. What's up?
Yeah, okay. Very cool.
Okay, sorry.
Very cool. Very cool. As you said, you're a very popular influencer, quote unquote influencer, content creator. How does a typical day in your week look like? Like, how hectic is it?
It is pretty hectic because apart from being a content creator, I am also a mom. So to balance being a mom, being a wife, like entirely as a woman, to balance all those roles, it is very hard. Uh, so like throughout the week, I'll be like, the weekdays my husband goes for work, I'll be doing household work along with making content, along with looking after a child. Basically that is how every day of my week goes. And by weekends is when I usually, I because my husband is at home, I leave my daughter with my husband and I will like be out with my friends because I need those 2 days. But yeah, that's how my week usually looks.
So, as you said, along with being a mom, you're like a content creator as well. So, how do you like create that balance in your life and at home, and your life is like a social media influencer? Like, how do you balance it?
Okay, first of all, it's not balanced. It is so not balanced. I There are times when I feel like I am not able to give enough to each role that I'm entitled to. Like if I'm a mom, if I like try to do content creation more in one day, I feel like I've been lesser of a mom that day. It's not a bad thing, but it's something that I feel every working woman has to deal with, especially at this day and age, because women are more ambitious and career oriented now. So like just putting them under one title and expecting them to balance it all is, it's a very far-fetched notion. So in my, like, I don't balance it out. Like, and I have help too, like my husband helps a lot. There are some days when it's a little off balance, but I somehow work with it.
Yeah, actually, like balancing as a whole isn't necessarily a bad thing, right?
Yeah, it isn't,
Yeah.
because you like, even like when you have friends, there are some friends you are close to and you talk about one sort of thing, like one, like you're close because of something that you share similar. They might not have all their interests might not be as similar as yours, and at the same time you will have other friends who have other similar interests like yours, like, so, and like giving one person the title of so many things, it's not actually fair. And I feel people shouldn't put that much pressure on one person that, okay, you're a mom, you should be a perfect mom, you're a content creator, you should be a perfect content creator. So I feel those titles shouldn't be there, and it's okay to mess it up once in a while.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course, we're like all humans, so
Yeah,
yeah,
we're all
it
human.
gets off balance sometimes.
unless the person wants to take everything upon them, then it's fine. If it's their choice, yeah,
Then
sure.
yeah, of course it's their choice, but of course taking up a lot of things, like you burn yourself out, at some point. Like I do take up a lot of things, and at one point, like, there are days when I'm just like, okay, I cannot, it's too much. It's too much. Like I'm like saturated, I'm like in and over my head. That's when I just take a step back, just not look at my phone for a while, just relax at home, not think about creating perfect content or anything like that. I just relax for those like maybe 1 or 2 days. I'll just take a step back and relax.
as we are on content, can you like tell us like what inspired you to do like content? Like because earlier on you just told that you were a doctor and like from a doctor to like content creator, like how did the transition happen? Like what inspired you to do it?
Okay, so I'm a dentist and I have been working in my field for, let's say, 10, 12 years. On and off, I've been working. And somehow when when you're I'm sorry for the interruption. uh, Somehow when you're working, when you're studying in your university, you're in that atmosphere where you're like, okay, yeah, this is fun because you have a lot of people around you. But then you actually step out into the world and start working. And I feel many people go through this, like when they start working in the profession, in relation to the profession that they studied for, they're like, oh, is that it? Like, I, I mean, I expected more. So that's how it was for me, technically. Like, I worked and then I was like, wait, is this it? Is this what my life is going to be? And I was always interested in things like designing, makeup. Um, Content creation is not something I actually looked into much. But, then the pandemic struck. I think for everyone, that was a turning point for content creation. Everyone was on TikTok then because you couldn't do there was nothing you could do. You were always stuck at home. So I started doing TikTok and I thought of it, and I just had my daughter too. So I thought of it as something that, I would stick to see how far I could take it. I didn't expect it to be this good.
Well, it did turn out for the best.
It did turn out good. Alhamdulillah. Thank God for that. And yeah, that was literally what inspired me, because I always had this thing that I did not want to have a very, how would you put it? A very stereotypical life, I guess, like, having a 9 to 5 job, coming back home, looking after the kid, going again for work the next morning, coming back home, looking after your kid. Like, just, I wanted something more, something that was more interesting, something that I know that it would like, help me meet new people, maybe in the future, hopefully pay me. So that's how it kind of started. Literally, that's how it kind of started. And it was basically like the rants is something that I think every brown kid relates to. Like, it's basically whatever you've gone through, it's exactly that.
You have your
Every
entire
day,
life history. You have your
every
entire
day
life history called out on you.
exactly. Every day is an inspiration. Growing up, there were a lot of things that used to go on, and I used to be like literally, I just had to recall certain parts of my childhood. I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually pretty good content. Let's see if people actually relate to this.
Yeah, it's like it feels nice to know that there's someone out there who like goes through the same stuff that you do.
Yeah, it's actually surprising that when I talk about things, you're like, wait, you go through this too? And I'm like, wait, you go through this too?
Like literally, like if you're pulling up like influencers, like who at least I watch a lot of your content. Watch a lot of Mariam's content, Riyaz, and all of them. So like Mariam is the dark humor person, and you're the more relatable person.
Yeah.
Like I know this has happened to me, and I know like this is something that I can relate to with like very closely, and it hits too hard. It hits home very hard.
It hits home. It hits home.
Yes. Now again, as you're saying, you're pretty successful in your field. Like you're pretty big. I mean, again, successful is subjective according to one's.
Successful is a subjective, true.
But like, what do you think are the best and like worst things about being an influencer? Are like,
oh, the best thing is definitely the number of people that relate to me, the number of people who support. There are there are times when I go through, again, that is actually a bad thing. Like, there are times when I have these very depressive episodes because people can be mean on the internet. It's the internet. People are always out there, putting a lot of hate, saying that we're entitled to our opinions. And there is a point up to which you can turn a blind eye to it. And then after some time, when people say something all the time, you're like, wait, is that actually true? Am I actually like that? And there are when that happens, I somehow just shut myself out. The best thing is when I do that, there are always a minimum of 5-6 DMs. Hey, not seen you online for at least 3-4 days. You good? Is everything okay with you? And that itself makes me feel so good. These are literally people I don't know. They just see my videos. And the fact that I've not posted for a few days, they can sense that maybe something is getting to me or something's wrong. That is the best part. Like the number of people that are so nice, random strangers, they'll just be like, don't listen to them. We know how you are. We love you for the way you are. We accept you for the way you are. That is the best part of being an influencer. The worst part is definitely the hate comments. Like it literally drives you to depression. But as my one of my best friends, Mariam, said, like, when people throw hate at you, it's always better to not focus on that. It's always better to focus on the good comments. Like when you see hate, your instant reflex is to, like, to retort back or to respond and try to defend yourself. So she's like, don't. There's no point. You'll waste it. Hi. You'll end up wasting your energy. Focus on the good ones instead. Like, respond to them. They deserve to be responded to. Like, you're ignoring all the good ones and you're responding to the hate one, like the hate comments. Respond to the good ones. So that has actually had a very good impact on me. When she said that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start doing that from now on. I ignore all the hate comments. I don't look at each and every one of them. Obviously, like, it gets to you at some point, but I never respond to them.
It's kind of an example of like everyday life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
People that don't like you, there's always going to be someone who likes you and someone who doesn't, and
for
can't
sure.
really do anything to help with that.
Again, for whatever, every like 100 good things you do, there will be one person that who is there to nitpick everything, every single bad thing you have done.
Yeah.
Like there's no point in listening to it.
Well, kind of in our case, it'll be our parents usually.
Oh my god.
Parents are a whole different breed. At least brown
I know
parents.
that. I know that. Being a brown parent, I know that. I'm literally like the medium between brown parents and brown kids right now. I'm literally the medium.
Yeah.
Because you relate to kids and you are a parent. It's like a fine line.
I am still a brown kid, by the way, just so you know. My mom has not left. my mom still gives me. I'm still a brown kid. That never ends, by the way. When they tell you that after marriage, do whatever you want, that's a lie. It's a lie. I'm just telling all of you. It's a lie. It never ends. Don't get your hopes up.
As you said, you've got like a lot of the sort of people that kind of look up to you. So what exactly is the kind of impact that you like want to have on your audience?
Actually, I've never thought of. The thing is, I recently started thinking about the sort of impact I would have on my audience. It was never about what do you say? It was never about. I'm so sorry. It was never about like the followers or anything for me in the beginning. It was just something to kill time, to divert my mind, because, like I said, I just had my daughter then. But now, like recently, when I see the number of people that relate to what I say, that especially feel good, like there are DMs that I get saying that, like, I was going through a hard time and I saw this video of yours. It literally cheered me up, and I'm like, oh, I'm so happy. That is literally the kind of impact I would like to have on people. Like, if you're having a bad day, like if seeing my video makes you feel better, then I'm very happy. That's more than, like, I just want to make people smile. Literally, that's the only impact I want to have. I want to have a positive impact on them. I want to make people smile. I want to make people laugh with my weirdness.
Apart from videos itself, like whenever you go live, like you agreed to this podcast on a live.
Oh yeah, I did. I forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, my memory is really bad. Unless I write. Dude, I have ADHD. Like, I will forget 3 seconds. I will start talking about something. Immediately, I'll turn to another topic because my mind will wander. I cannot stick to one topic for more than 3 seconds. I keep forgetting what I speak about. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
In a good way, that it's like, look at the bright side. I mean, I don't know the bright side because I don't have ADHD, but like, sure. So, like you said, you're trying to impact people, like giving them like the good life, like at least they feel better about themselves. Like, as an influencer, like there's a lot of like impact that you're putting out on people who are watching your content and watching everything you do. And like, how much do you think like you're driving up like women empowerment? But it's a little more of a strong topic now. Like, how much do you think like people like us, like women in particular, are striving to be better and like they're trying to empower themselves from watching your videos?
Mm.
Do you think like is there a situation like that? Like, have you ever come across a situation like that?
Like, what kind of a situation are you referring to?
It can be anything.
As in, like, sometimes when, do you think that women that look at you on like Instagram and everything, do you think that you're as like a women empowerment icon for them? Do you think there's some kind of a situation like that?
I mean, that's a, I don't, I, that's a very strong word. Like, of course, I do want to, like, I do want women to look up to me in a way that, that there is no barrier that a woman can't break. I want women, when women see me, especially, I want them to see that, like, I'm 31, not something I'm happy about. I'm 31 and I'm a doctor. I stopped working as a doctor. I am doing content creation because it's something that I genuinely enjoy. So I don't want women to think that, okay, like, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, that's it. My life is ended now. Like, this is what my duty is supposed to be. I don't want women to think that. I want women to understand that when they see me, that they can also do whatever they want, irrespective of them being a wife or a mom. In fact, recently, I don't know if this counts as a woman empowerment thing. If you watched my TikTok recently, there was this one short video that I did saying when a guy says not all men. And my response is, yet it is all women. So I got a lot of criticism for that video. They were like, you cannot group us under all men. The point wasn't that. No. The point wasn't that it is like, I'm grouping all men into one this thing. The point is that despite it being not all men, it is still all women who go through a lot of things on a daily basis. So like one person had commented on that saying that if women make statements like this, it makes men more resistant to change. That was one comment that I got, and I kind of like lost it a little bit, and I went on a huge rant on TikTok. And I didn't put it on Instagram yet. I put it on TikTok saying that like it is a known fact that there are like different species of sharks and snakes, and only a certain percentage of them will actually attack you. Like we know that. It's a known fact that there are so many sharks and snakes out there, and only a certain percentage of them will attack you. So but in reality, when you see a shark or a snake, you're not going to be there with your phone and Google it up like, oh, that shit is not harmful. It's not going to hurt us. Now we see a shark or a snake where we run, literally, we run in the opposite direction. And I'm like, that is exactly what a woman feels when she sees a man. The man may be really good, but if we are in a dark street and we see a man, our senses are on high alert then. That is what we feel. Why? Because every woman has gone through that. It's okay. Because every woman has gone through that. Every girl has gone through that. Every girl child has gone through that. In fact, not just girl child, every girl and boy child has gone through that. That is what I'm trying to put forward, that, I want women, the thing is, I want both men and women to see that women need men also to be empowered, that, it's not just us, like, if you also put in some effort, even you can empower us in a certain way. That's what I want to put forward. I don't want it to be like only women should see me and they should feel it. I want even men to see that by seeing my videos, they can also, support their sisters or wives or friends or whoever it is.
That's like the perfect metaphor, the snakes and sharks thing.
Yeah, the snake was like that analogy was perfect.
I got a lot of hate for that too. I got a lot of hate for that.
It's not all men, but it's enough men to like make people feel like make women feel weird.
Exactly. So again, no hate to all men. Like, I know there are good men out there. Obviously, everyone knows that there are good men out there. Nobody is, putting all of you up in one this thing and saying all men. We just say that, like, when a woman talks about something that she's gone through, when a person then stands up and says it's not all men, like,
you feel to punch them.
It's like going to a Black Lives Matter movement and saying all lives matter. Like, we know that. The point, get the reference. That's the whole point of it. But yeah.
That was powerful.
Thank you.
It's like stuff like this. We like to watch content creators. Like it's things like this. It's the small things that like motivate
Oh,
people to like sit and watch content. Like and like even to create content. Like I'm guessing this would be like the kind of things that'll get you motivated to create content as well.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like anything like else than like the comments that you get and like the people that you engage with. Like, is there anything else that keeps you motivated that you won't like go out of track?
Well, to be frank, staying motivated to make content is really hard. Like I told you, sometimes you just burn yourself out making content, and there's a lot of competition when it comes to content creation to stay original and to be creative, especially in such an in I don't even know if you can call it industry, in such a scenario where there are so many content creators out there, so many talented ones, and to be creative and challenge yourself to get out of your comfort zone, it's very hard. So I think, to be frank, I'm very easily demotivated. But the main motivation that I get is that, like last year this time, I was like literally just an average. I mean, I still am average. I was just a normal, like, I was just sitting at home just making normal TikToks and all. And now I'm actually starting to have an impact on people. So what motivates me is that who knows, by next year I could do something even better that could help a lot of other people in need. That's what I always think to myself. Like, you never know. I'm not saying I might become that something big or something, but I want to help people. I want to help people. Like, I want to reach out to more people and help them. So that is what actually keeps me motivated, along with my friends too. Because if I go on a slump, they'll be like, okay, you've taken away too much of a break. You need to get back into it. Like, don't stop doing it. You've reached this far. You need to push yourself, along with my friends. And
And
yeah,
also like
that
goes
too.
along with maybe like in the future might be able to use your platform for like a good cause.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, for example, you said that you started a while ago, like making TikToks.
Yeah.
So, like, what if you were to start now? What is it that you would do differently if you like started now in like the content creation area, industry, whatever?
Niche.
Um, I don't think I would have done anything differently, to be frank, because I built myself up to how I am because of the way I started. So I feel if I started now, I would still be the same. Like when I started off TikTok, I was mainly I was not even using my own voice. Like I used to use just the music and captions, that's it. And I used to enact scenarios. That's how I started off with TikTok. And then like my daughter started growing. So always, having a face full of makeup and just shooting with a ring light did not work all the time for me. So I had to improvise. I had to get out of my comfort zone. I had to start speaking. And speaking for me was a very big, like, I was so insecure. I'm like, man, they're going to make fun of my voice and my accent. But I still somehow did it. So I don't think I would have changed. I feel it helped me uh, build my confidence to be confident build my confidence on screen. Did that come out right? Yeah. It helped me build my confidence on screen, technically. So I wouldn't change a single thing. If I had to start it now, I would still like start with just captions and everything, and then, build my way up.
That's
Exactly.
actually
Like
really nice how you like
there are many people
went
like
through that journey.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that like the rise and everything. Like there are like many people, like many content creators. I mean, not content creators. Like we do reels as well on our girl page. Like so, it's very hard for us to like put our faces out there on like a public platform ourselves. Like we do feel insecure. Like even like for that brief moment, like my God, they're gonna watch this. Like at least like 500 people would watch this, and we're like, what would
Needs
they
to be
think?
perfect.
Yeah, what would
No,
they think?
that's the thing. That's the thing. At one point, you just don't, like, you just have to put your true self out there. So when people come and ask me, like, I want to start content creation, like, what should I do? So my advice to them is always be your true self. How are you in front of your friends? Your weird, quirky self. Try being like that on screen. It'll take some time for you to get used to. But the more and more you do it, the more and more you stop worrying about what people will think. Like even in my beginning, when you see my videos, I'm always with makeup. And then I had no time. Now I look like everyone calls me Sid the Sloth on Instagram. Now everyone's like, why your nose this big? Like, why is your face like that? Why are you screaming? I don't care anymore. Like, you get very comfortable on screen that it doesn't
That's
matter
actually
anymore.
very inspiring.
That's
so
what. So
inspiring.
that's what.
For
So
me as
more
well,
than
because
so that's what, more than the aesthetic factor, I would say go for the quality factor. You don't always have to be aesthetically pleasing to give good quality content. Like it's really it really helps when you get out of your comfort zone. Like when you try to get over your insecurities and put yourself out there, it gets better then. Like you kind of see yourself breaking down these walls that you thought you would never do. And then you're like, okay, wow, I can actually do this. Let me see what else I can do.
that's so great. And like, this is the last question. So,
Yeah.
um, as you said that it's kind of you start off on TikTok and then you move on to Instagram, Reels, and everything. So, what exactly is your opinion on like these video kind of things? So, like TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts now, like within Gen Z. Why do you
And
think that?
Snapchat.
And also Snapchat, yeah. Why do you think they're so like attracted to this
Oh
kind
shit.
of content?
Oh shit. Oh my god. Am I there on screen? Oh, okay, fine.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm, to be fair, I feel TikTok is OG. Is the OG thing.
Yeah, it was Musically and then it became TikTok.
It was Musically first, and then I used to be there on Facebook. Oh my god.
Me too.
I don't know any kid who has not been there on Musically.
Me.
So I used to be there.
Me. I was not there.
You were not there on Musically? Have you
No,
used Dub
That
Smash
made
at
them so
least?
disappointed.
Yes, Dove Smash. Yes, you know that Indian, like the Malu trend, Dove Smash.
Yes.
Everyone was on there. Like, see, I was that like
Everyone was on it.
I was the silent like TikTok hater. I'm like, no, no TikTok, no, no. Then like eventually, like you grew with it. You grew to it.
Yeah. So TikTok is definitely the OG for me. And to be fair, I'm not trying to criticize Instagram or anything. Like I like Instagram, but I am more comfortable on TikTok, I guess, because I started off with TikTok. It's probably because I know the audience there. Like I have an OG audience over there, so many of which who I actually know them personally. Like Mariam and all are my friends now. Like I just knew them as like content creators, and I got really close to them. And then when you go on your lives and everything, you have these OG people who are always there on your lives. They're like, hey, what's up? And like that, I feel like I have more of a connection to people on TikTok than on Instagram. I'm not even there on YouTube. I don't think I'm ever going to do YouTube.
Yeah, it just started off like that. So.
Yeah, no. So I have a YouTube channel with one video in it, which Mariam forced me to make, but that's all. That's all that's there on YouTube. I feel YouTube requires a lot more work.
Yeah.
Like a lot more editing, and like, you need to put a lot of effort into it to make at least a 3-minute video. I struggle making 1-minute videos itself sometimes.
And
But I feel
the annoying part of like YouTube is like the sounds and stuff you use on TikTok and like Instagram cannot be used on there because of copyright. That's really annoying. Like it's really annoying.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the thing.
they'll copyright your video.
They'll copyright you. So like if you're trying to earn from it, you won't get anything. Sometimes like they can strike down the video as a whole. So it's very annoying, YouTube sometimes.
That sucks. No, that's why I like TikTok and Reels, and whether it's Snapchat is just for friends basically. But when it comes to TikToks and Reels, I like TikToks and Reels because like the fact that you can make a work of art in just a minute, and that actually reaches like, it goes out to a lot of people and people actually enjoy that. Like, certain times you don't even have to, if you like I don't know if you guys know this, but I watch a lot of anime. I watch a lot of anime. So when I see anime edits in less than a minute, in under a minute, I'm like, oh my God, it's like equivalent to watching a beautiful movie. There are so many content creators out there who make these POV videos, short stories, and they're so good. Like they'll literally be like a monologue or something from some movie or something that they would have come up with. And they're so good, like in less than a minute. I love that people can do that work of art in less than a minute. It's beautiful in my opinion.
Just like you wake up in the morning and like, oh my god, why didn't I do this? Just like go and do it in that 1 minute, and like that can just like,
Yeah,
and you don't
literally.
know, like when you're growing as like a small content creator, like that one video is enough to blow up your entire.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me, by the That's exactly what happened to me. One POV video that I did blew up, and I was like, whoa, people actually enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's actually surprising what people can enjoy sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Like even when like we do like content like for Girl Up itself, like the reels which took the least effort does the most. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like the videos in which I look like absolute trash and I've put in zero effort, they always end up doing well. And I'm like, I put in so much effort for the other videos. Why? Like, why did I even think about putting in effort? So nowadays, when it comes to TikTok, I'm very much free on that platform. Like, I post random things sometimes. On Reels, I'm a little bit more, trying to keep it more compact and more, I wouldn't say aesthetic, but more I guess, in a certain niche. If you see, like, the TikTok has a lot of my editorial videos also. Instagram has very few editorial videos, but more of my rants and my skits.
Yeah, so you kind of
yeah,
like divided them.
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
if you want to know the like true Shazia, go on to TikTok.
Come on, TikTok, seriously.
That is it for today. Thank you so much, Shazia, for being our guest on the podcast.
You're welcome.
Really means
It was a lot of fun.
It was very inspiring, to be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah.